Aeon, a biotech company based in Germany, deals with donating personal time and length of life. It finds a recipient for you and the parallel match, through the DNA, for the time request you both made in exchange for money. Following the same concept, Dennis, an 18-year-old boy, is approached by a time donation manager, Max Thoma, who makes him an offer to give up 15 years of his life. For doing such, Aeon will pay Dennis €700,000. Max insists Dennis' father, Mr. Bonder, take the offer as it will his family shift his family out of their current residence and start a new business. After convincing Dennis to become a donor, Max sets off to a reception at Aeon's headquarters. On his way, he is encountered by a rally of protesters outside the headquarters. However, he makes his way inside the building and is accompanied by Erica. He is awarded as the Donation Manager of the Year at the reception. Considering the same, the CEO of Aeon, Sophie Thiessen, joins the stage to congratulate Max and explain the astounding medical procedure of exchanging age. While Sophie is making a speech, a rebel of the Atom clan, disguised as a nurse, performs mass killing inside the Aeon's Berlin Chrono Clinic. The said incident is reported to Sophie by Kaya, followed by a threatening message from the Atom clan's leader, Lilith, that anyone involved in such a procedure will be continued to be eliminated by them. The opportunity to look after the apprehension of such events in future is given to Nowak, the new head of operations in Berlin. On the other hand, Max lives with his wife, Elena Thoma, in an apartment. They both discuss having kids and another luxurious house. On their visit to Elena's parents' house, Elena's father regards Max with contempt for his job. This breaks an argument between Elena and Max for protecting his stance on their way back, to which Elena concedes and agrees. When the couple arrives at the place where they live, they notice that the building has been set on fire. Shocked by the incident, they both approach their lawyer, Luna Ackerman, to seek help in the form of insurance. Despite that, the company denies the insurance, saying that it was a negligent act due to an open flame, probably a candle. They also must pay €2.5 million to the bank as a sum of mortgage money they owe to the bank in lieu of the property, which amounts to 40 years of age donation. Coincidentally, Elena had pledged the bank advisor for a match to donate in case of repayment of debt for the condo. The police take Elena away and she is taken to Aeon. Max then intercepts Sophie to ask for her help to save his wife. Even after sending his documentation, Max receives no response from Sophie, and he resorts to Aeon to see his wife along with Luna. When the staff is hesitant, he forcibly makes his way in. He is pulled back by the security and is unable to meet his wife. In another room, Elena resists while she is at the transfer clinic, but the medical procedure is enforced on her. When Elena opens her eyes, she notices herself getting old. The procedure is gradual, so she sees herself adding more age day by day, which haunts her in her dreams as well. On the contrary, Erica intimates to Max that he has been promoted to senior donation manager, but he is not happy as this is not the type of help he was expecting from Sophie. He tries to convince Sophie once more time but is hung back by the security members. Elena finally has aged 40 more years than her previous age. Over time, Elena begins to get sick and goes through a miscarriage, a phenomenon that is usual for time donors. Thereafter, Elena comes back to her parents' house after moments of despair. Max promises her that he can reverse it, but her parents take her inside the house with zero hope left. Wondering to find a solution, Max comes across a disguised little girl who sells drugs for cash and had tried to sell them to him too earlier. Max suspects that the girls had undergone the procedure too, as it is very young to be knowing about drugs and smoking cigarettes in public like she was doing, and asks for the contact of the place where such a medical procedure was done. Turns out, it is Dr. Berg, who is an underground low-cost de-aging expert. Max transfers €30,000 into the clinic's account for the medical procedure. He sets off to find Sophie for revenge as Sophie had taken Elena's lifespan. He prepares himself by buying a gun and fake identity for him and Elena, to come after Sophie. Her location brings him to Lazar's cemetery, and Max follows her. After being resisted by Sophie, he kidnaps her. While Nowak and the rest of the team evidently presume that it is Max, he had already left with Elena for Lithuania for Dr. Berg's clinic, while the team searches for Max's last location. Now that the police are searching for Max and Elena, they both successfully evade, when a family is forced to escort them at gunpoint. They both stop for a break while they get contacted by the clinic, but they find out that the girl that they kidnapped is not Sophie. She is Sophie's daughter, Marie Thiessen. Max argues that she is lying, but Marie convinces her that she is the younger daughter of Sophie. The three of them arrive at a hotel and Max continuously pushes Elena to get Marie's DNA for the procedure, so that she can de-age when she is free as her mother is the CEO. When Max goes easy on Marie, she tries to run away. In the struggle to run, she drowns. However, she is saved by Elena. When brought back to the house, Elena notices and convinces Max that she does not have an operation scar. With the passage of some time, the three of them are intercepted and captured by Lilith and her clan. When conceding to Lilith, Max finds out that the age donation of Elena was staged and the circumstances precedent to this were not just coincidences. Rather, it was all to set Elena up for donation, as her genetic makeup was the perfect one for Sophie. As the whole idea was to exchange the lifespan of Marie, Lilith hands Elena over a gun to shoot Marie, as aging and taking the life of someone is no different in the eyes of the Adam group. Elena has to choose to kill Marie or take her own life, yet she puts the gun down. Lilith makes Max her scapegoat to kill Sophie when Nowak and his crew arrive at Max's location to get him. Sophie approaches Max, and she looks way younger than her previous appearance. She offers 10 million euros in exchange for his wife's donation. Max flatly refuses her silly trickery, sticking to the stance that he wants his wife's age back if she wants her daughter back alive. For that, she has to go in alone. The uncanny information that Sophie is going to be there in person makes Kaya warn Sophie that it is rather a trap. Kaya shoots Nowak, who has been acting as an imposter, for shooting Sophie. When the Adam clan and Aeon's team are busy in a crossfire, Adam finds his wife amidst the havoc. For that, he fights Lilith's men to escort Marie and Elena out of the scene. While escorting, Marie tries to shoot Elena down with an empty gun. Luckily, Marie fights back and leaves for Dr. Berg's clinic after being adamant that she wants to de-age herself back to her original appearance. Although Max is reluctant and sees no point in it after assuming that Sophie is dead. Elena reaches Dr. Berg's clinic, leaving Max behind. The tables have turned, now Elena is the recipient. After the surgery, Marie is brought back to her mother, yet she is not the perfect match for her to donate age. At the other end, Max arrives at a beach after his breakup with his wife. He notices that she had gotten pregnant with a new life partner. The change for his side of the story is that he had become a vigilante, and his views are opposite to the ones he had when he was the senior donation manager at Aeon, because he considers the medical procedure for age donation as a heinous crime. Subscribe for more videos like this, turn on the notifications, and leave a like to help the channel out. Thanks for watching.